What's up? It's Ben from WOD Prep, and in this video, we are going to cover CrossFit weightlifting beginner tips. So if you're a beginner to CrossFit or a beginner to weightlifting within the scheme of CrossFit, then this is going to be a great video for you. We're going to go over 3 main lessons that I want you to take home or take to the gym and apply to your training that will ultimately make you a better weightlifter and thus become a better CrossFitter, because those 2 things are tied together. If you want to get more free training from WOD Prep about weightlifting, I have a free guide that I put together for you called 5 snatch drills that every CrossFitter needs to know. I'll send that to you completely free if you stick around to the end of the video, and I'll tell you exactly where to grab it. So the first and arguably most important thing that you need to realize when it comes to weightlifting for CrossFit is that you must play the role of a slow and steady student. What I mean by that is weightlifting is so complex and has so many different variables. There's always something to improve upon. It's like learning mathematics. If you're in kindergarten or early grade school, you're going to be learning the fundamentals. And then slowly but surely, you build over time to more advanced tactics. So you start with addition and subtraction, or counting for that matter, and then eventually you're making your way to calculus and other things that I don't even know about. So if you play the role of a slow and steady student when it comes to weightlifting, you'll avoid taking shortcuts. Imagine not knowing much about math and then immediately trying to learn something like calculus. The chances of you being able to grasp it and even apply it or do anything with it is very, very slim. Remember, weightlifting is an Olympic sport. There are people in the world that have dedicated their entire lives to learning the snatch, clean, and jerk. Their entire lives, and they still don't make it to the top. Just let that sink in for a bit. This isn't something that you can just say, this is just like a little thing on the side in terms of the whole CrossFit sport. It's an entire sport that deserves a lot of respect that's within our sport of functional fitness. So that's what's kind of weird and crazy about functional fitness is we have all kinds of sports coming together under one roof. And spoiler alert, you'll notice that the best CrossFitters of all time, aka Matt Frazier, Tia Claire Toomey, they have weightlifting backgrounds. They've competed or trained for Olympic level weightlifting, and there's a reason that they're the best CrossFitters on earth. It's because they have the most sound weightlifting technique in the sport of CrossFit. So in order for you to play the role of a student, you're already doing a great job. You're here watching a WOD Prep video about weightlifting, but I would suggest going a little deeper. I'm not afraid to admit that there are better weightlifters on YouTube teaching weightlifting. One of my good buddies, Coach ZT, his name is Zach Telander. He has all kinds of different content, but a majority of it teaches the fundamentals and advanced tactics of weightlifting. I highly recommend you check out his stuff. Also, we have Catalyst Athletics or Catalyst Weightlifting. There's all kinds of great videos online that are outside the sport of CrossFit that can teach you a lot of the fundamentals of weightlifting. Obviously, there's differences when it comes to CrossFit. We have 2 different versions, or like a lot of different versions of the snatch. We have hang snatch, we have power snatch, we have squat snatch. We have hang squat snatch, hang power snatch. There's all kinds of different things. So with that, take it for a grain of salt. The weightlifting community only has the snatch, clean, and jerk. Those are the 3 movements that they practice, and they do a bunch of drills underneath of it. We have to be prepared to be tested on all of the different drills that the weightlifting community uses. So just keep that in mind, but go watch other people's YouTube channels. Yes, I will allow you to venture away from WOD Prep. In fact, the question of the day today, I'm introducing it early, is in the comments below. Drop a link or a link to a channel or a link to a specific video of your favorite weightlifting video that you've ever watched. And maybe you haven't watched one, and that means you need to scroll down in the comments and check to see what people mention. But chances are we're going to get some great suggestions for some great weightlifting videos that are going to help you level up your performance that are even outside the scope of what I do here at WOD Prep. But obviously, if you want to learn weightlifting from WOD Prep, which I believe we can help you with, I actually recruited 2 of my best coaches to teach the WOD Prep weightlifting course. Whether you're watching far off in the future, that means the course is already released, or maybe you're watching it when the video first drops. We might not have released it yet, but if you want to check to see if WOD Prep weightlifting is open for enrollment, you can get lifetime access to our best weightlifting techniques within the scope of CrossFit. Then scroll down below. You can see the link in the top comments or in the description below, and check to see if enrollment is open. And obviously everything is backed by a 100% money back guarantee. Point number 2 for CrossFit weightlifting beginner tips is hook grip is a requirement, not a suggestion. Ooh, I know I'm going to get so much pushback from this, but Ben, the hook grip hurts my thumbs. or I don't want to do the hook grip, seems lame, or I don't need to do the hook grip to lift a lot of weight. I can assure you, the hook grip is a safer and more effective proven method for pulling weight. So whether you're doing a clean or a snatch from the hang, from the ground, whatever it is, a hook grip, in my opinion, is required, not suggested. So reasons why it's required is because it is safer. When you have the hook grip, there is a less likely tendency for the barbell to fall out of your hands. I've seen people, when they go to pull for the clean or the snatch, the barbell completely slips out of their hands, and then you got a free floating barbell in midair. I couldn't think of much more dangerous things that can occur in the gym. And I've seen people get injured by losing their grip, and almost every single time it's because they didn't have the hook grip. I have a nice short and sweet little video that shows you how and when to hook grip on YouTube, and I'm sure at some point I will be releasing more videos on hook gripping here on this channel. And then the next thing is that using the hook grip is more powerful. It means you can put more power into that barbell. It's the reason that 100% of high-level weightlifters use the hook grip. I very, very much doubt you'll be able to find a high-level weightlifter that doesn't use the hook grip when performing the clean or the snatch. Anytime they're pulling that barbell, the hook grip is being used, and there's a reason for that. It's because not only is it safer, but it's stronger. How can you argue against safer and stronger? Yes, it does take a little bit of discomfort to get used to, but if you tape your thumbs properly and you practice it a few times, that pain, that annoyance will actually go away. And for me, the hook grip doesn't bother me one bit, and it shouldn't for you either. The third and final tip that I want to share with you today when it comes to weightlifting for CrossFit is you need to prioritize technique over weight. And so, oh, duh, Ben. But I can't tell you how often, especially in CrossFit gyms, I see people immediately adding weight to the barbell beyond what their technique can bear. So imagine building a big mansion, a huge house, and you build it on a weak, crumbling foundation. It doesn't make any sense. And that's what, unfortunately, a lot of people do in their weightlifting in the sport of CrossFit, is we just try to blaze through all the technique. We don't treat it like you're a student of the game. You're just like, this is just one movement I need to check off my list. And they check it off and they add too much weight too soon. And that's when you see a lot of bad habits get developed and then used over time. So there's people who have been lifting in CrossFit for 5 years or more, and they still snatch and clean and jerk really, really ugly. And that's because they were prioritizing weight over technique. So I need you to flip the script, be patient, and build a solid foundation where your technique is sound before you add more weight. If you can focus on building a solid technique, not just a solid technique by watching others, but a solid technique by practicing and being coached by great coaches who can look at and analyze and tell you how to tweak your form, that is how you're going to build a solid foundation. You're going to prioritize technique first, and then in the long run, maybe not in a year, but in more than a year, you're going to be lifting more weight than if you just skipped all the learning stuff and jumped straight to adding as much weight as possible. So I promise you, as someone who's learned the wrong way to start, and then luckily I had to tear it down and build it back up, if you start with technique first, in the long run, you will be lifting more weight more safely in time. So if you want to take the first steps of learning the techniques instead of trying to add as much weight as possible, if you want to build a solid foundation in weightlifting, I have a couple things for you. Number one is that I have a free training guide that I would love to send you. It's called 5 Snatch Drills That Every CrossFitter Should Know. All you have to do is go to wadprep.com/snatch or click the link below or the link in the top comment, and it will take you and you just enter your name and email and I'll send you that completely free. But if you're someone who truly wants to become a student of the game, a student of weightlifting and prioritize technique, I'm inviting you to come join us inside of WattPrep Weightlifting. It, I think, is the best course that WattPrep has ever made, and it covers all the bases of the fundamentals all the way through advanced techniques to learn how to snatch, clean, and jerk more weight with better technique safely. So if you want to join that, check the links below to see if it's open for enrollment, and I would love for you to join. Obviously, if you like this video, please thumbs up if you liked it, and smash the subscribe button if you already haven't, so that way you don't miss any future videos. And like I mentioned before, the question of the day is, what is your favorite weightlifting video? Link it below in the comments. I don't care whose channel it is. Ideally, I want someone to share a video that's going to change someone else's life. I can't recommend my buddy Coach ZT enough, and I'm sure there's a lot more great lifters that can teach you how to lift weights better here on YouTube. And if you link to one of my videos, I'm honored, but you definitely don't have to. So Share a link below, and I will see you in the next video.